Hey, we are live. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Anna. Hi, Erica. And hi, Kate. Thank you so much for joining the talk today. Actually, we work every day. We teach our student every day, but we rarely have a chance to talk with you guys. So today, the good chance we talk. All right, that's amazing. And now it's just noon time. So, oh, not noon time. Oh, sorry, it's evening time. Sorry, yeah, evening time. Good. All right. So may I introduce a little bit? I think that it better so let you introduce yourself a little bit. Maybe Anna, yeah.
Hello. Hi. My name is Anna Edmondson. I've been working in teaching ESL for, I don't want to say more than 20 years because I look so old, but
No.
more than 20 years teaching ESL to people from 5 years old until 85 years old. So every age, really.
Yeah. So Anna, um, can you share with everybody where you're from?
Sure. Right now I live in the United States. I'm in South Carolina, and my parents are from Italy, so I'm the first generation in the United States, and their second language is English. Actually, when I was a baby, I didn't speak English either. So I really have a love for people that are learning English. Yeah, so I live in the US.
Yep. Thank you so much. Right.
Mhm.
And now, Erica.
Hi there. Welcome, everyone. I am so happy to be here and to give you a little bit of information about me. I have been teaching over 20 years and I want to lean more towards maybe 25. I kind of stopped counting after the 20s, but definitely have been there. I've done every single thing starting from early childhood up into university work. I'm actually currently a part time professor at a university. I live in Texas. And what was the other question? Is that it?
Yeah. Perfect introduction. Thank you. And Kay, please. Yeah.
Hello everyone. My name is Kay or Kawadula, and I also live in Texas, born and raised. I have my background is in accounting, but for about the past 6 or so years, I've had the opportunity to dive into the ESL world, teaching very similar to Erica and Anna, ages from 3 to um, adult level in different countries, Japan, Vietnam, China, and it's definitely been an exciting adventure.
Thank you. That's amazing. So, how long have you guys been teaching as idea? Yeah, maybe Anna. Yeah.
I think this May, I think it'll be 5 years. Oh my gosh,
Wow.
5 years
Oh,
in
wow.
May. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've loved it. Yeah, I love the Vietnamese people and the students that I have in Japan right now. Also, really love it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Erika?
It's been a year and a half, I believe. It will definitely be 2 years in August.
Yeah. Wow. So anniversary coming soon. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And Kay?
So nearly a whopping 6 months.
Wow. Yeah.
It'll go fast. Don't worry. It'll go really fast.
Yeah. It sounds nice. And uh, maybe that next year or 3 year to 4 year later, we might have a talk, a similar talk again. And and again, I've been teaching with the idea for 4 years or 5 years.
Right.
No. All right. So you guys are teaching young learners, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I'm teaching both young learners and adults too.
So what age group are you teaching?
I'm teaching mainly my kids are from I think like 8 years old until like some are maybe 12 years old. About 8 to 12 right now, the kids. Yeah.
Mhm. And how about you guys? How about Kay and Erica?
Same. Around that
Same.
age, 8 to 12. Yes.
Yeah.
Younger. Mhm.
Okay, so you have been teaching them for a while, the different ages in what do you think about our students? We're talking about young learner first, and then
Mhm.
we're talking about the older learners. All right. Can you share a little bit about the strong points and weak points? Yeah, during their study journey. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have to correct myself. I do have a class that's in Japan, and some of those kids are very young, like maybe 5.
Mhm.
I think the strong points of the kids that I'm teaching are that they can talk and talk and talk and talk, no problem. They're so comfortable, and many times their accent is beautiful,
Mhm.
like a beautiful American accent. And I would say the weak point, and their weak point is grammar.
Mm,
So that's something that I'm working with my kids on, is grammar.
mhm. So you mean that they study too much grammar, and so
No, I think that they're lacking
oh, they're lacking.
grammar. We
Oh,
need to work more on grammar. Yeah, because they're speaking great, but and you can understand them and they make sense, but their grammar is off. So we
mhm.
need to correct that.
Do you
Yeah.
think because that actually that in Vietnam they study a lot of grammar? Yeah. Do you think?
Right.
Yeah. Do you think because that they learn a lot grammar, but usually they use like the recipes, yeah, it's a Thai recipe instead of that using
Mhm.
the context to learn grammar, and so then why when they talk and when they write, maybe that's some
Yeah,
missing. Oh,
definitely. I mean, it's just because they're writing the grammar fine, they know it, but then when you're thinking, you have to put it together and focus on it. And since they're not getting a lot of practice speaking and
mm,
normal conversation at school,
mhm.
I think that's where the deficit comes in. But I think they're, we have no problem. We're going to get them to the point that they need to be.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you. That's a great point. How about Kay?
I would agree with Miss Anna that they are very curious and confident. I love how energetic they are.
Mhm.
One of my favorite things about the students are they're always willing to help each other.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
very kind. I
Mhm.
would say not necessarily a weakness, but maybe an opportunity.
Mhm.
I would love for them to ask more questions because when a student asks questions, it helps the teacher understand what they understand and where the opportunity to strengthen their knowledge
Mhm.
is. So definitely, if they ask more questions, we could get a lot more out of our classes.
Mhm. Yeah. And how about Erica?
So I yes, I'll piggyback on what everyone has said. I definitely love the way they interact in the class.
Mhm.
They're very attentive and very respectful, very sweet.
Mhm.
I definitely love their goodbyes and I love you, teacher. And so
Mhm.
those definitely do warm
Oh,
my
that's
heart. I'm
sweet.
not. I am working at the university level, so I'm working with older students now. So my heart's definitely with the little ones.
Mhm.
So I really, it does make me feel really good when they say those things. An area of growth I think is we're definitely working in the final endings,
Mhm.
so missing that the last sound of a word, that's definitely something that consistently I see as a pattern. I'll
Mhm.
also agree with the grammar component,
Mhm.
and I think that if they continue to practice that English, to listen to opportunities for them to enhance that skill at home,
Mhm.
that's definitely an area that they can work on. But that's what we're here for, to help them with that and to get them in the right direction. But I'm very excited to see that the students, starting at a younger age, are speaking very native like. And so
Mhm.
I've had some students since the beginning, so they've been with me for over a year and a half, and their progress has been tremendous. I wish I could just be right there next to them and hug them and love them because I'm very proud of their growth. So
Yeah.
those are a couple of things that I've observed.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. Actually, that's as you teaching the young learners. So what should the parent do in order to have a better support their children in the study journey? Yeah. Do you have any advice, any suggestion to the parents?
Yeah, I would say that I notice that the kids they are doing their homework, but they're doing it right before the class starts. And
Yeah.
so that's not really helping them to reinforce what we taught in the last class. So the homework is given, for me anyway, as a reinforcement. So I think if the kids kind of try to do the homework maybe after the class if they can, because it's not a lot. They can pretty much do it pretty easily if they were paying attention and focusing in class. And then maybe a couple days later, review it really quickly, maybe 10 minutes, and then review it quickly before the class starts. I think if not spending like all of their day doing the homework or anything like that, because I know they're so busy. But if the parents could just like cheer on any little achievement that they make, just cheer them on and encourage them. I think that would be great. And also encourage them to look at what they learned, before, not just right before the class starts, but maybe a couple days before as well.
All right. So that means the parents should have the students and have their kids to learn English. Actually, not to learn English, to do something in English every day.
Oh, definitely reading every day and talking like, so tell me something, show me around the house in English, or let's walk in the garden, or let's go to the balcony and tell me what you see. Just like fun things like that. Or, read a story to me before bedtime. Can you read to me? The child can read to the parent at bedtime or something like that. Yeah, for sure. Lots of fun things.
Yeah, that's a great advice. Yeah, I know that some parents, they have no English, and sometimes they say that they are struggling to help the kids, how they can help the kids to read or to speak English because they have no English. So do you have any advice for the parents who have no English so they can help their kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let one of the other ladies answer. I don't want to take up all that.
Okay. How about Erica? Yeah.
Okay, so I'll answer a little bit of like the first question, and then I'll answer your second question. So the first question is always make English fun. This is not a task or like another subject where stress comes into place, because if stress comes into place, then it's just then there's that learning environment and enrichment is it's taken into effect, and that really it's not good. So anything fun, just like single, and maybe that also helps the parents that don't know much English, is just basic labeling, that vocabulary acquisition, just going to the grocery store anywhere and just what's the name of this, and just vocabulary acquisition, or practicing reinforcing the vocabulary skills. I always tell my students, it took you a while to walk, it took you a while to ride a bicycle, so you need to constantly practice. So those little activities are more helpful because they allow the brain to have continuous reteaching, continuous learning, continuous practice, and that goes into your long-term memory. So that will be one thing, just a couple of tips as a reminder. And then for the ones that do not know English, they have access to the EPIC books, I believe, right? Everyone does. Picture books, listening activities. There's so much in the listening audio. They can learn vocabulary, listening comprehension skills, reading fluency, and it doesn't have to be a level book to their level. So let me explain what I think. So if the child is in first grade, in Vietnam, they don't have to know read the same equivalent level in English. They need to start at the lower level, picture books, because they're their brain is practicing that reading fluency, the sight word recognition, and that's a skill that transfers from, it's a brain skill. So it doesn't matter what language you learn it, but it really helps them with the automaticity of the language and the proficiency of the language. So I'll stop there and I'll let Miss Kay answer and give more information. I can talk about this all day long. So
Oh, that's amazing. It's really, inspire the parent, and they know they really want to have the kids, but they don't know how. And so from the talk, and so that they watch our live stream, and they say, "Oh, okay, maybe I picked some point from you guys." Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, Kay.
I agree with everything they said. Primarily just controlling what they can't control, and that's the environment. That's where the biggest factor is going to come in. If the child is stressed out, it's going to be hard to retain that information. They're just going to start trying to get an answer, make sure they're not in trouble, and just making it fun. I definitely give homework like that all the time to my students, where if we learn hobbies, here's a list. Ask your parents, do you like racquetball? Check. Do you just conversational things, and encouraging them to speak with their friends? So just to echo all of those points, and being consistent, 5 to 10 minutes, maybe every day, every other day, and you will see steady, consistent progress.
Wow. Yeah. That exactly. Yeah. Anna, do you add any more points for that? Yeah.
No, I just think, for if the kids are exposed continually, like Erica was saying, and I kind of say the same thing to my kids. I'm like, if you see a baby when they're learning to walk, they're practicing all day long, all day, every minute they're trying to walk until they fall asleep, and then they wake up and try again. So I agree. The more exposure, the more. Don't turn it off. Kids don't try to learn how to walk for 1 hour a day. They're doing it all the time. So I totally love that point that you made, Erica. So
yeah. And then one more thing, and I promise I'll stop. The one thing I would want to say to the parents is, just take it one day at a time. We want, and this is maybe part of my learning as a parent, because I have kids at the university level of my own. So I have seen my growth, where I was going through a lot of stress, and I wanted my students to be like right at this level, and they'll get there. So just know that they'll get there with the English, and don't stress yourself out about it, because then the students will be stressed out. So really, that mindset of the parent to be positive and always keep like the end point in mind, and to know that the students will learn the skills. So anyways, that's it.
Yeah. That's a great point. Yeah, actually, that in Vietnam this is test driven, and so all the parent ones said, okay, so how long my kids can get the like IELTS 6.5 or 7.5? Yeah, and so also that when they just started learning English, should introduce the grammar. And is it that like the baby when it should and baby should learn to speak. They don't learn grammar, right? They should learn that how to say the papa, mama, and also the basic words, and they listen from the other family member, and they just imitate, and also the copy whatever the adults spoke. And so do you have any advice that if that any parent want their kids to start learning English by grammar and writing on everything since they just starting learning English? So what do you have any advice for that? Yeah. Because they just want to let the kids to prepare for test. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that they should just do a little at a time. Don't try to do everything at once. Maybe you learn one small, let them write sentences freely first, and then you can show them, an easier sentence, and show them the punctuation, start with a capital letter, make sure you have a period, all of that. and then praise, praise, praise every time they do something correct. Oh, great job. If they don't, then it's okay. We'll try it again. Don't worry about it.
Um,
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, Kate.
I'll add that sometimes we get so excited, like Erica said, we want our students to bring home the trophy and to just get there as fast as they can, but just enjoying the process and letting the students master the foundational level. I see that a lot with when teaching phonics. The parents want to jump right into reading, but we need our ABCs. Let's
Mm-hmm.
have this repetition of letter sounds. The more mastery they have at that basic level, the easier it's going to be to attain that success later on.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that basically is they need to keep in mind that this is their second language.
Mhm,
And so, in order to try to, when we're introducing a second language, have the understanding of what the learning process and that second language acquisition process is. And
mhm,
so, if we look at that, we look at, okay, where's the processing? Where is the stage of reading and writing? And
mhm,
where is my child at?
mhm,
And so, starting from what's developmentally appropriate for that child at that time, at that stage where they're at,
mhm,
versus where I want my child to be. So having those realistic expectations and having that awareness will help them understand how to help their child, because we can look at a very broad spectrum, even with like a little 6-year-old. I have some 6-year-olds that are able to read and talk
mhm,
and
mhm,
very native like. And so
mhm,
they're definitely at a different process
mhm,
than a student that just got introduced or has
mhm,
less exposure and less
mhm,
even if they've been exposed at the same time,
mhm,
depending on their practice and how much they're exposed to it. So there's a lot of factors into play with that. But I think definitely a tip to give them is making sure that they start slow with the basic and the foundation
mhm.
and continue mastering that and then moving up. That will be my definite recommendation for them.
Well, it's really brilliant recommendation. Yeah. All right. So right now, I think that the dinner time. So before we end the talk, um, would you like to send a small message to the parent or the student, our lovely parent and student? Yeah. Before we finish our talk.
Well, it's my dream to come to Vietnam and be in person with every one of your children and every one of the parents too, as well, because I feel like I know the families from the children too. So that's my dream, and thank you for trusting us with your kids. It's really, really humbling that all of you are trusting us with your kids, and we will take care of them.
Yeah, thank you so much, Anna. Yeah, definitely we will make your dream come true in the near future. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Erica. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you for your time, for investing in your child, for listening to our recommendations. I hope you found something helpful. But thank you so much for allowing me to meet them. I have learned so much and I think they're doing more for me on that personal side. So thank you so much. I love working with the students, and don't worry, if you continue over the years, you will see how what you planted, the seeds that you planted, how they thrived and they just sprouted. So thank you so much for investing. This is a great thing you're doing for your child.
Thank you so much. Okay, Kay.
Uh, Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with your children and just be a part of their English journey. I know how much English can advance our careers and us in our education, and so I just wanted to say thank you for that opportunity.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for joining the talk, and I'm really grateful for you for all the things you have been doing for our kids, and really appreciate. And hopefully that we can bring do something more for kids, and so they can the success, they get the more success in the study journey, definitely, and it's our commitment. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
and have a good evening. We will see you later. All right.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hope to see y'all soon.